After 3 long years, I've made it back to San Juan. I'm so excited. And of course, I have to give you a walkthrough of the airport and do an airport video. One of the great things about Puerto Rico, if you're coming here from the US, you do not need a passport, so there's no immigrations or customs to go through. So it's a breeze to get through the airport. So excited to walk you through, and vámonos! Honestly, this airport experience is a delight, and it's a breeze to navigate in comparison to Cancun and Punta Cana because, like I said, there's no immigrations or customs. But there are some tips I'm going to give you that I wish I knew before arriving and departing from here. So the airport has a ton of dining options. I wouldn't say a ton, but quite a few that you can pick from. They have Air Margaritaville, so if you're arriving, you want to get something, or departing, there are things to choose from. I'm sure the prices are not cheap. Let's take a look. Typical airport prices, you're going to be paying like 20 bucks for wings. Salads are like $22, so super expensive. I can't even imagine how much the drinks are. They're probably at least $20 or more, so just be prepared for that. So this is their duty free, and one note is you can only get this if you are departing. So if you're arriving, there's another store downstairs we're going to find, so that's a good tip. When you are departing, you can stop and get a bottle of liquor to go. Downstairs we're going to baggage claim. If you checked in a bag, hopefully you didn't, but we'll go that way anyway. Okay, so this is the baggage claim area. If you were to check in a bag, but hopefully you took my advice and did a carry-on only, then you're gonna stop here, get your baggage. Now, another thing with Puerto Rico is very different than Mexico, is that it's fine to take a taxi, but even better, the Ubers are really inexpensive here. So that's what I kind of plan on doing. Also, renting a car is very acceptable and safe here as well, because if you're staying on the island for an extended period of time, there's so much to see and do. I've actually rented a car here in San Juan before. Not this time though, because I'm staying in Old San Juan. There is no need for a car there because you can walk everywhere, and it's actually a nightmare to park there and park your car there. We're gonna probably just keep going and get an Uber. Let's go. All right, now we found the liquor store for people that are arriving. So most people stay in an Airbnb or a hotel. There's no all-inclusives here. I don't know what the situation is yet for grocery stores or liquor stores near Old San Juan. So we're just gonna stop here and just get something for the room, and let's see what they have. Going with just the plain Tito's vodka. It's safe, mixes easily, gluten-free. This is amazing. It's really quiet here today. We got through in minutes, especially because we didn't check in a bag. There's no immigration, there's no customs. So now for Uber, you actually have to go kind of a little bit down from the airport. So we're gonna walk you through that. Taxi is like $30. We're gonna see how much the Uber is, but I mentioned car rental earlier. So that's something you might want to think about. The only thing is, make sure when you rent a car, you know whether or not you're picking it up at the airport or a place outside the airport. The area to meet your Uber is really not hard to find. You just walk across here and then head off over to the right. If you didn't want to take an Uber, the other options are taxi, which do tend to be a little bit more expensive, renting a car, which I already mentioned, and then finally you could set up private transportation as well. And I have some links from Viator, which I will include in the description. So this is the area where you would get your Uber. They have like these numbers. See how it says like the ride share, this is 19. And so when they go to pick you up, they'll tell you between which columns they will get you. So we're here on 19 waiting for our ride. The Uber to Old San Juan was definitely less than that of the taxi, which they wanted to charge around $30. And the Uber was around $20, and it was a 20 to 25 minute ride. Now let me give you some tips for departing from the San Juan airport. And I almost missed my flight, and a lot of people also make the same mistake. And that is not giving yourself enough time to get to the airport. So when I was factoring the time, I knew I was not checking in a bag. I also knew that they had TSA pre-check, so I figured I could get there an hour before my flight and I would be fine. But what I did not factor in was the traffic that I was going to hit on the way to the airport, because rush hour starts a lot earlier in Old San Juan. So the biggest tip I can give you is make sure you factor in that traffic when you are going to the airport. Also, people say that if you check in a bag, the lines can get really long, so make sure you leave enough time for that. And the security lines can get long as well. Now, I got lucky that day. They do have TSA pre-check, which is great, and it was really quiet. So I was able to breeze through security in minutes, and they ended up delaying my flight anyway. We made it. So a huge tip, especially in Puerto Rico, is give yourself enough time during rush hour, because what should have taken us 20 minutes took us over an hour. And I didn't factor it in because rush hour actually starts a lot earlier here in San Juan. So always learning as I travel. So huge tip, make sure you give yourself plenty of time to get to the airport. I hope you found this video about the San Juan Airport helpful. Of course, if you have any other questions or feedback, please drop those in the comments section below. I do try to respond to all comments and questions, and keep following me at 3 Days and Tres Noches, and stay tuned for the next video about Puerto Rico, where I show you how to do Old San Juan on a budget.